The Christian saints are believed to be benevolent spirits and easy to make contact with. This may be because they have at one time been human, and so they understand the trials and tribulations that we contend with here on earth. They're also venerated in other spiritual systems, so we certainly don't have to be Christians to call upon them. And as far as I can see, there's a saint for every issue that we come across in our daily lives, all the problems that we face. There's a saint who will be there for us and who we can call upon in those times when we feel overwhelmed or we feel that we don't know where to look for help. Saint Expedite here is actually not an official saint of the Catholic Church, so I suppose he sort of is more in the realm of folk magic. And the story of his inception is an interesting one. I won't tell it here because it's easy to look up, but he's the patron saint of urgent need, and he is most known for his timely intervention when there is that great urgent need, often associated with financial need. He's said to be, he was a Roman centurion who was martyred in about 303 AD for converting to Christianity. I have only worked really with Saint Jude on a couple of occasions, and I have described my experience in an earlier video from quite a while ago now, so I'll leave that in the description box down below if I remember. But to begin the work with a saint, I would always start with the Kabbalistic cross, and I finish with the Kabbalistic cross. In fact, I use that for pretty much all of the work, any kind of magical work that I'm doing. And then just create a very simple altar space for use during your invocation. And this would traditionally include a glass of water, a white candle, and a picture of the saint. These, as you can see, I have arranged in a triangular pattern. This is for manifestation, ease of manifestation for the spirit. And then you want to do something that is going to open the channel, so that when we're working with saints, I personally like to use something quite Christian, so that would maybe be a particular prayer or the recitation of a psalm or a Hail Mary. Very often there are particular prayers associated with the saint, and they can be looked up online, and that again is a very good way. You want to open those channels, and once you have done that, you can pause for a moment. You may feel some sort of presence, or there may be a change in the atmosphere. But on the other hand, you may not experience anything. It doesn't really matter, but you continue anyway. So at that point, you would introduce your petition. So you explain to the saint exactly why you are reaching out, and ask for intercession or assistance of some kind. Oh, also there are usually, for particular saints, there are particular offerings which you might want to put on your altar as well. And once you have finished, you can say a little prayer or just say a few words of thanks for their presence. Some people do a novena, which is a 9-day ritual. So you would make your prayers and your offerings every day for 9 days, lighting the same candle. For Saint Expedite, I have read that you traditionally call his name 3 times before presenting your petition. But I would always begin with your opening prayers and to create or open that channel up. It's also recommended to use the Latin word hodie, which is spelled Hodie, which is actually usually on his iconography, and it means today, so that refers to the urgency of matters. His colours are red, green and gold. It always reminds me of that song. Is it Karma Chameleon? But you might want to include those colours in your offerings or perhaps in your altar cloth, that sort of thing. To conclude, you would just say a thank you for the presence, and not forgetting when your intercession is granted to make a rite of thanksgiving, or perhaps you could give to an appropriate charity, but some form of thanks for the intercession. And I hope that if you do have an urgent need, this will find you as it should, and that your prayers will be answered. Blessings to you all.